Taoist temple.
Located in the wealthy residential suburb of Beverly Hills, about 6 kilometers north of downtown Cebu, is an enormous Taoist temple. It was built by Cebu's substantial Chinese community. The Chinese make up about 15% of Cebu's population. The temple is a center of worship for Taoism, a religion which follows the teachings of the ancient Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu. You can see Taoist devotees following their rituals on Wednesdays and Sundays as they climb the 99 steps of the temple to light joss sticks and have their fortunes read by the monks. Built in 1972, the Taoist temple is constructed in highly ornate and, some would say, gaudy style of Chinese architecture and is topped with a pagoda-style roof. The temple has an elevation of 300 meters above sea level, and if you climb the 99 steps to the entrance, you'll be rewarded with a good view of Cebu City and in the distance, Mactan and Bohol Islands. There's nice sunset views. Casa Gordo, built in the mid-19th century, was bought by Juan Isidro de Gordo in 1863. Now under the Aboitiz Foundation, the house has been restored and outfitted as a house museum that showcases the elegant lifestyle at the turn of the century. The house's lower floor, or zaguan, which traditionally served as a storage space, now houses the offices of the house museum, a small store, and an area for art exhibitions. It is built of bituka tablia, or coral stone blocks, and roofed with tile. It has all the typical features of a bahay na bato: wooden upper story, ventanillas, sliding coppice windows. The second story is furnished with antique furniture and has a collection of costumes, books, and memorabilia from the past. Worth noting is the master's bedroom, which displays a collection of sayas. A room in the residence was outfitted to become a chapel because of Saya of the Gorordos, became first Filipino Bishop of Cebu. The bishop would use the chapel whenever he visited home. The chapel displays a Passion manuscript in Cebuano. Another item in the house collection is an antique nativity set. The dining room of the house is separated from the landing or haida and living room by an arc ornately carved with plants and birds. The kitchen at the end of the dining room or comedor is typical of the period. Atypical is the wide balcony or azotea that runs the whole length of the dining room and kitchen. A trellis supports a bougainvillea plant that is so large it is almost a tree. The garden has been landscaped and a new service building, inspired by 19th century architecture, has been built beside Casa Gordo. Santo Niño Basilica, Cebu's oldest Roman Catholic church, the Basilica Minore del Santo Niño, also still retains the original stone texture and natural color it had in 1735. The structure, located right in the heart of downtown Cebu City, is way older. It is the Philippines' oldest church, but it was made out of hardwood, mud, and nipa, and it was first built by the Spaniards in 1566, on the very spot where the image of the Santo Niño, left behind by Portuguese and Spanish explorers in 1521, was found preserved in a burned wooden box. Led by Miguel Lopez de Legazpi and Augustinian priest Andres de Ordaneta, the Spaniards who discovered the image in 1565 called it miraculous, for it survived the fire that gutted the structure that housed it but had totally blackened it in the process. The image also survived the fire that hit the church on November 1, 1568. The church was rebuilt in 1602, and in 1735, then Cebu Governor Fernando Valdez E. Tamon ordered that it be constructed out of hard stone. The materials were carried from Capiz and Panay on wooden boats. On in the same spot where the wooden one had stood. Work on the church was completed in 1739.